You are watching Political Point Magazine. Where the right is right and the left, well, the left is always on the wrong side of history. Why? Because political minds want to know. So enjoy a conservative point of view. And let's talk pea soup. With tonight's top stories. Well, have you heard about the GOP wars? Yep, they're on. As Trump is rising, there are some polls out there that show Cruz is giving Trump a run for his money, leading in Iowa, and Trump is on the attack. Yep, we will tell you about this one. And we are learning more about the San Bernardino terrorists. Yep, as and we are learning it could have been avoided if we took the right measures. And also, Justice Scalia catches some flack from the left in an affirmative action case. This is so ridiculous to me. And the Democratic Party is the most corrupt party. We now have two more Democrats to add to Sheldon Silver in the cell there. But we will talk about that, and we will take it to the phones with you, the viewers, and talk about all of this and more on tonight's Monday the 14th. Welcome, my friends. Alright, my friends, yes. And so, as we come into play here, we see that the GOP field is still at 14, okay? And there's going to be a debate, a GOP debate tomorrow night, okay? Prime time. Okay, so there's going to be two, since there's 14 in there. Okay, we have that now Chris Christie is going to be bumped down, I think, to the under table. And actually, maybe Chris Christie is still going to be in the primetime one, but the first one is at 5. So we definitely need to catch that one. Okay, and get it in there. But and I think Rand Paul is probably going to be in that first debate too. But there's something going on in that. But as far as the GOP is concerned now, we now see that as Trump has been rising, okay, in the polls, okay, we now see that things have maybe been looking up for him. But on the other hand, there is a pullout now that shows that Ted Cruz is gaining steam here. Yep, is gaining a lot of steam here, and it is showing in in that. All right, and we want to show this. Okay, but the main thing is that now Trump has been rising in the polls, but there is a poll that shows that Cruz in Iowa has taken the lead over Trump. Okay, which it just appears shocking to me that now the war is on, and the GOP field has come up with this now. Okay, but I wanna get into a lot that's riding on things here. All right, and so what is this administration doing about the war on terror? All right, so I want to get into what has been going on with Trump, the rise of Trump, and now the rise of Ted Cruz coming at his heels now. Okay. And so with this, okay, I want to get to this because now Trump has a serious problem here, right? Because it's kind of there kind of is a battle now between Ted Cruz and Donald Trump. Okay,
state shows Cruz.
Wait, Ted Cruz and Donald Trump. Okay, now the latest poll here. Okay, the latest poll here shows. Okay, now there was a Fox News poll here that showed Cruz and Trump. Well, Cruz was ahead of Trump. Okay, 28-27, but it was a statistical dead heat. Okay, but it was a statistical dead heat. All right, and but Trump has kind of overpowered that. And on Fox News Sunday, Chris Wallace asked him about that poll in Iowa that showed Cruz ahead of Trump. Okay, and let me show you some of what Trump had to say on that issue here. Okay, but Trump went on the attack. Okay, whoops, I'm sorry about that. Oops. No, that's not the headline that I wanted to get into. But anyways, no, but Trump went on the attack here. Here's what Trump had to say on some of this here. Okay, take a look at this. All right.
Began his assault on...
I don't think he has the right temperament. I don't think he's got the right judgment. Look at the way he's dealt with the Senate, where he goes in there like frankly, like a little bit of a maniac. You're never going to get things done that way.
Cruz was...
Yeah. And then Cruz responded with Cruz responded on Twitter by he says, in honor of my friend real Donald Trump and good-hearted maniacs everywhere, YouTube.com. He posted the YouTube video of maniac. I want to show you this. This is so funny. But take a look.
Responded on Trump a friend.
She's a maniac, show love.
And posted the
oh, and something of a maniac, really. But now this is where it all gets pretty darn funny here. All right, but Trump got a little upset, you know, and actually attacked the Des Moines Register, okay, in Iowa, okay, because they showed a poll out that actually had Ted Cruz 31% on top of Trump, and Carson in third, you know. But now this, my friends, okay, this got Trump really riled, okay. And in fact, when he was in Iowa, this is what he had to say about that. Okay, take a look at this. All right, here it is. Okay.
Trump immediately trashed a newspaper.
You have one of the most dishonest right here in your backyard. The Des Moines Register is the worst. They are the worst. The worst. No, they're very dishonest.
Yeah, but then there's a Mount University poll that has Trump ahead nationally 41%, and Ted Cruz is in second place at 14%. All right, so and in all this, okay, Trump has it seems like nothing really affects Trump at this point because of the things that he has said. Everything, no matter what Trump says, he just still remains on top of the pack, on top of the GOP pack, you know, and that comes to a lot of folks as somewhat of a surprise. But you know, you gotta wonder though that the GOP though, with the Democrats watching this, okay, with the Democrats watching all of this, they have to think that you know they're having a blast with the GOP going at it, you know. But at the same time, we know which party is better for the country. All right, and that is the Republican Party. All right, but on the other hand, here I need to get into some of the things that something that Donald Trump said recently that has been that has been getting heat from not just the left, but a lot of his criticism on what he had to say on this particular topic. Okay, because he's dealing with national security now. All right, and national security is the most important issue. But on this particular topic, okay, here's what Trump had to say about, you know, because we recently had the terrorist attack in San Bernardino, right? All right, and you know, and Obama is not doing enough to combat the terrorists. All right, and I'm gonna get into the terrorists in a moment here, but a few weeks ago, or this was last week, okay, but it's come to the realization of not just the Republican Party, but also the American people. The national security is our big, most important issue, and in light of the San Bernardino terrorist attack, Donald Trump has a new plan to combat these radical Islamic terrorists, and here it is. All right, my friends.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown
of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on. You have no choice.
Mm-hmm. And so, now you can imagine now that people, that people got pretty heated, and Trump was labeled a racist, a bigot, for saying this, and it just ticked off a lot of people, but most of the criticism was coming from the Republican Party. All right, but here's what here's what the White House had to say about Trump's comments right here. Okay.
The first thing a president does when he or she takes the oath of office is to swear an oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. And the fact is that what Donald Trump said yesterday disqualifies him from serving as president.
Really? Are you kidding me? Disqualifies him? And even the Pentagon had to weigh in.
Without wading into politics, anything that tries to bolster, if you will, the ISIL narrative that the United States is somehow at war with Islam is contrary to our values and contrary to our national security.
Dick Cheney.
What? Oh, man, what? It just... Are you kidding me? We are at war with ISIS. Okay, we are at war with radical Islam. But the thing that got me the most was that even the Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, weighed in.
Normally, I do not comment on what's going on in the presidential election. I will take an exception today. This is not conservatism. What was proposed yesterday is not what this party stands for, and more importantly, it's not what this country stands for.
And it just went on and on and on. Let me show you some of the criticisms, from the other Republican candidates, like Lindsey Graham, Jeb Bush, Kasich, Cruz, it just so here's what it is. All right, but I want to show you this. Okay, take a look. Okay.
Phobic, religious bigot.
This whole notion that somehow we can just say no more Muslims and just ban a whole religion goes against everything we stand for and believe in.
But the world also seems like it's going crazy when Donald Trump, the front runner in the Republican Party, stands up last night and says, let's throw the Constitution out. I don't have a plan to defeat ISIS, so let's just ban all Muslims from entering the U.S.
He's not a serious candidate, and he's not going to win the nomination. He's dividing the country.
John. Mm-hmm. And here's what John Kasich had to say about this.
Yesterday was unacceptable, and I've been sharply critical of it. I mean, we don't need to divide people, whether it's attacking women or whether it's attacking Muslims or Hispanics.
Ted. Mm-hmm. Now, Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz, kind of. On this particular issue, Ted Cruz strayed away from attacking Trump, because he called Trump his friend. All right, but take a look.
Disagree with that proposal. I like Donald Trump. A lot of our friends here have encouraged me to criticize and attack Donald Trump. I'm not interested in doing so.
Rick.
Yeah, and then Rick Santorum here. Let me see.
We should not be bringing people in from those countries right now.
Active.
So maybe a ban on Muslims. But then there was the Republican Muslim Council and CARE also weighed in. Take a listen.
It was very offensive. It's hate speech. I mean, in other parts of the world, it could be criminally prosecuted.
Donald Trump sounds more like a leader of a lynch mob than a great nation like ours.
Man, wow. And even geez, please, don't get me started on Hillary. That pathetic liar even weighed in on Twitter. She said, this is reprehensible, prejudiced, and divisive. Real Donald Trump, you just don't get it. This makes us less safe. And so with everything, with all of that piling on to Donald Trump, at this juncture here, he is right about one thing, that it is in light of the terrorist attack, we need to do something. I mean, we can't just we can't just sit there and do nothing as we have been, and allow these terrorists to come into the country, willy-nilly, and we are learning now that there is more. There is more. I mean, the terrorists are actually using. Okay, the terrorists are actually using the refugee situation to actually get into other countries, such as the U.S. and other countries in the Middle East. So with all of this coming into play now, okay, and with the terror threat rapidly growing and growing and growing and growing, and the media had a field day with this. Okay, it was Trump all day, all the time on the networks. Okay, they just couldn't stop. It was just hit after hit after hit, and then with this the reaction. The reaction is quite telling. Okay, instead of the focus being on the two terrorists that attacked us on San Bernardino, it was just all the time, constantly. It was just all the time. Okay, the media had a field day with this. They had Trump call into their shows, right? They had Trump call into their shows, and then they had the nerve to just re-air it and just constantly, they were giving Trump the spotlight, on this, and you know what it did for them? It boosted their ratings, but it also boosted Trump, and then there was this sad exclusive interview it's just.
Do you regret your ban on Muslims, which some people think is un-American?
Not at all. We have to do the right thing. Somebody in this country has to say what's right. I have great respect and love. I have people that I have tremendous relationships with. They're Muslim. And Barbara, they agree with me 100%.
Are you a bigot?
Not at all. Probably the least of anybody you've ever met.
Because?
Because I'm not. I'm a person that has common sense.
Mm-hmm. Common sense. That's what he has. All right, but they re-aired that interview, and they had the nerve to call it exclusive, but with all of this, they lost focus on the most important issue, which is terrorism. Okay, hello. Yeah. In fact, okay, we are learning more now about the San Bernardino terrorists. Okay, and I'm going to put them up on the screen now, but Zaid Farouk and Tashin Malik. They are the husband and wife, okay, which, by the way, they met in Saudi Arabia and they married in Saudi Arabia, and now we are learning that they killed 14 and injured more, all right, but we are also learning that they were radicalized before the attacks, okay, and we are also learning that Tashin Malik was the one that radicalized Zaid Farouk. All right, now and but there is also the question of, could this attack have been avoided? All right. Now we are learning that we could have gone on Facebook and found out about this plot before it happened. All right. And it's just quite shocking to me. All right, that that the media, after Trump's announcement, okay, the media and the rest of the rest of the world, and just kind of forgot about these two. Okay, right here. All right, so on the left is Zaid Farouk, and to the right is Tashin Malik. All right, but we are learning that this wasn't the only attack that they plotted. In fact, they plotted to attack more on this. Okay, so it could have been, and just after, and even after the FBI declared this a terrorist attack, okay, President Obama gets out there on Sunday, right, and or the Sunday after, okay, and he and he just loses sight of what this actually is. All right, I just can't fathom. He gets out there and lays out his plan, which is not working. All right, so we still don't know how is he going to stop. How is he going to stop the terrorists from entering this country? All right, we have learned so much more about these two guys that they were radicalized in Saudi Arabia. Nonetheless, they went to Saudi Arabia. They lived in Saudi Arabia for a period of time before they came to the U.S. All right, and they were radicalized, and they had ties to ISIS. They were communicating with ISIS terrorists. And then we learn that this plot could have been stopped or prevented if we had only gone on Facebook. It's just ridiculous. And now we learn that 80% of the American people, 80% say that President Obama is not doing enough to keep us safe. He has mishandled the situation. It's just mind-boggling, my friends. Mind-boggling. Okay? This is about, for these two guys, it's just mind-boggling. Okay? They were radicalized. How do we stop this? How do we stop this madness? Okay? Do we go with Trump's plan to temporarily ban Muslims in the U.S.? Or do we go directly to the point where we ban just the ones coming from those radicalized countries? This is a big hot topic, hot button issue, my friends. Okay, we need to stop this. All right, we need the administration to stop being so PC so we can defeat this enemy. All right. Now, which brings me to another issue here. All right. Now, you all know that there's been so many cases that have come before the U.S. Supreme Court. All right. But, my friends, I want to go with this. Okay. This is Justice Antonin Scalia. All right. Okay. And now, Justice Antonin Scalia has caught some flack from the left. Okay. During oral arguments in a critical case about affirmative action on Wednesday, Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia suggested that most black scientists in the U.S. benefit from not being admitted into top-tier programs. Okay, this is what he said. He said they're being pushed into schools that are too advanced for them. And then he said, and Scalia said of black students accepted under affirmative action programs. All right, now, and then he says more of the black scientists in this country do not come from the most advanced schools. Noted, and Scalia, who is a noted opponent of affirmative action, and I am too, by the way. Okay, Scalia added that many black scientists actually do better on a slower track. Now, the thing that strikes me about this is Why are we even talking about affirmative action in schools? Affirmative action, my friends, is the racial divide. Okay? It is a tool that caused the racial divide. All right? Affirmative action is nothing more than black quota laws that were installed by the Democrats during the New Deal. All right? Which, by the way, it failed. By the way, it didn't do anything to improve race relations. All right? Okay. Affirmative action ended up alienating the blacks and minorities. All right? It was all part of the Democrats' plan to just further divide the races. You know, so affirmative action is a bunch of bullcrap. They are just using race to stop racism, and it's just pathetic. It is the lowest you can go. You alienate the black community with affirmative action. All right? Affirmative action should just be eliminated. Okay? We are equal under the law. Okay? So just get rid of affirmative action. All right? Affirmative action does nothing to improve race relations. Okay? It is a disaster. It just alienates the minorities. Okay? You don't set aside one set of laws for just so you can make your quota, for education or for a job. You don't set up the laws to say that you must have this many black students to co-opt with the portion of white students. That's just not right. Okay, it's a black quota law, and it should be eliminated. We do not need it. It's not needed in our society today. We have gone far beyond race and racism to accept this type of thing. All right, affirmative action is just hoo-ha. It's nothing. It does nothing to improve things for the minorities. All right, so just abolish it and make it equal under the law. Blacks can do the same job that whites can do. All right. We are no different than them. All right. Okay. No more affirmative action. All right. It's just dividing us even further. All right. And before I get to the phone lines now, I want to talk about how the Democratic Party is the most corrupt party. If you saw the wait a minute. Hold up a second. If you saw the Daily News here, it says 3 men in a cell. 3 men in a cell. Yep. 2 more New York Democrats joined Sheldon Silver. Okay. Now, the former state Senate Majority Leader was convicted Friday of bribery, extortion, and conspiracy charges for abusing his power post to enrich his son. Okay, so Yep. The felonist father and son face up to 130 years in prison when they're sentenced by Judge Kimba Wood on March 3rd. That's the same amount of time former Assembly Speaker Sheldon Silver is facing after his November 30th conviction on corruption charges. So there you see on the front cover of the Daily News the three, Skelos and his son and Sheldon Silver. 3 Democrats, okay, convicted of corruption. And remember I said last week that American people have rejected corruption. Well, we will see if that holds true on Election Day 2016. All right, because we all know that Hillary Clinton is the most scandalous and corrupt politician on the planet now. And there is no way that the American people should allow that woman, Hillary Clinton, the amount of power that she would have if she were elected president. She should not get that power. She's too corrupt. There's too many scandals under Hillary Clinton. And if I am seeing the pattern that we have seen in the last elections, okay, the midterm elections, the American people have rejected Anthony Weiner, have rejected and Andy, the former governor of New York, and the former governor of Chicago of Illinois, Rod Blagojevich, and every corrupt Democrat that ever ran in the midterm elections was all voted out. All right, and so now we have a corrupt Democrat running for president, Hillary Clinton, who should never get the honor of being president. All right, so let's get that out of the way here. We do not want Hillary as president. She is a liar. She is corrupt. She is full of scandals. And she is deceitful. Right? We cannot trust her. All right? So it's up to the American people to do the right thing. After all, you have elected the Republicans back control of the Senate and in control of the House. And now it is up to you, the American people, the American voter, to do the right thing and vote Republican in 2016. All right. And so, my friends, as I take it to the phones, okay, 272-0319 is the number. All right. Okay. What's on your political mind? Who's out there listening? I want your thoughts. Okay. With 15 minutes to spare. Okay. 272-0319. Okay. I actually think that Trump is actually getting stronger. All right. I am still for Ben Carson. If something occurs where, they're actually talking about now. All right. And this disturbs me. Okay. That, now that Trump made his announcement, right, about the Muslim ban, okay, for national security purposes. All right. It shocks me that the Republican Party now is even talking about a brokered convention. Right? Because some in the Republican Party do not want Trump nominated for president. And it just disturbs me that they would even talk about a brokered convention. All right. Now, we're all, all of the Republicans running are all on the same side, okay? And they strive for the same thing. All right? We want a strong national defense. Okay? We want a robust economy. We want lower taxes. Okay? And this, and we want a stronger nation, and we want a balanced budget. Okay? I seriously think now that since Trump has been rising, and he keeps on rising no matter what he says, I seriously think that Trump would be a strong president. Okay. Hello, you're on the air. What's on your political mind?
Oh, a whole raft of things.
Yes.
I know about that shooting that happened out there in California. About the whole gun control thing and how they want to put more rules and regulations.
Well, gun control is not going to work.
No, because they'll be able to sneak guns up to Mexico if you really want to, bad enough.
Gun control never works. Just take a look at Chicago.
Yeah, it's they got the strongest gun control in the whole USA.
Yep, and they're the most dangerous city.
Yep,
and Rahm Emanuel is his job is on the line.
And those people there that did all the shooting in California, they did it the illegal way. They had somebody else buy the guns for them.
Oh, they were building bombs.
Oh yeah, and
they were building bombs. They had a bomb factory in their house.
And ain't there laws against that? But they don't care about the law. They got one thing on their mind.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't do a very good job of keeping an eye on these people.
Yeah, so, we dropped the ball.
Yeah, how much more do we have to sit there and put up with this stuff?
This is all the more reason to vote Republican.
Oh yeah, I do, but I'm not leaning toward Trump too much because he's just not the guy for the job. I think either Ted Cruz or Carson would be the better choice.
Yeah, well, I'm for Ben Carson. Yeah, but our national defense is national security is our most important issue. It's not climate change.
No, climate change that's a big farce.
Yeah, climate change is just the weather. I need to tell the president this.
I heard one on the radio today when I was driving in the car. The town had a whole raft. They wanted to put in a whole raft of solar panels.
Uh-huh.
And they were afraid that if they put too much solar panels up, it was going to weaken the sun. It wasn't going to make the plants grow on this plant.
Well, the problem with wind and solar is the sun doesn't always shine.
Yeah.
And the wind doesn't always blow.
Very true.
And we just found out that how much the price of oil is?
Yeah.
It's like $30. And the prices are low. The prices are low. Gas prices are low now because of fracking.
Yeah, but I also might be that ISIS is selling a lot of oil on the market too.
No, it's not that. It's because of fracking. But Obama's environmental program is cutting down on fracking, and it's not good. So this is why we need to vote Republican in 2016.
But the one thing I heard this morning about how Trump was talking about ethanol, in which I disagree with ethanol because I'm a dairy farmer out here in New York State, and it drove grain prices right through the roof.
Well, Trump and Carson are kind of like Reagan. in a way, they want a peace through strength type plan, you know. But I really like Carson because he wants to tap into our own energy and oil resources, you know, here at home. Take away the caliphate from the terrorists.
Yeah.
You know, and
so
start using our own oil.
But we got so many regulations here in New York State where God knows how long it's going to be before we ever drill for gas in this state.
If we get a Republican governor, we'll be able to drill in this state.
I don't see that happening for a long time. I know
we
almost very corrupt.
The next governor to run in the next elections, you know, if we can get rid of Cuomo, that would be the best thing.
But is there who you think is going to run for governor for New York State? You think?
I don't know. We'll have to see when it comes up.
Well, I know, you know, Albany is just corrupt beyond corruption. Every time you turn around, you just hear more and more stuff going on.
Oh yeah, we have Skellos, we have Sheldon Silver, and you know, we have the big three behind bars now.
Have you ever heard of a thing called farmland protection?
I think so.
What is your thoughts about it? You think it's nothing just about another government control about trying to take people's property rights away from them?
No, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's appropriate.
But do you think it is, or have you not looked into it too much?
I'd have to look into it a little bit further to comment on it.
Well, myself, I live over outside of Ithaca, and they've pushed it through my town. And I don't trust it because it comes from Albany. And anything that comes to Albany, with all the corruption they got in there, I don't trust.
Yeah.
So I know I've made quite a few people in my town upset about it, but I said I'm afraid it's going to be just more rules and regulations coming down the road.
Well, you know how you get rid of the corruption. Okay, number one, we need term limits.
Oh yeah.
That will get rid of the scandalous politicians.
Well, what do you think? Like term limits for governors and senators and assembly, right down the line?
Yep, right down the line. Everybody, if we it's like Rand Paul said in his presidential announcement. We limit the president to 2 terms. We should limit the terms of all the members of Congress too.
Well, like how long has Chuck Schumer been in office?
Oh, he's been in there a long time.
Probably the only way we'll probably ever get rid of him is either he'll do something really bad to get him thrown in prison, and he'll die from old age.
Oh, well, we need to stop that. We need to put in term limits, and we need to cut taxes.
Oh yeah, definitely. New York State, where I read an article in the paper where jobs are just leaving New York State in huge numbers.
Yeah, that's jobs thing where Cuomo was putting out like where you don't pay taxes for 10 years. Yep. That thing fell through. That thing.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that
you
thing
also heard about that
was a failure.
You heard about that whole thing where he had that competition he gives the money to certain areas if they come up with ideas to, what was they called it? Where counties competed against each other trying to get Cuomo to give them money. And they got it here and down here at Cornell University and some other places. I said, well, it's our money we were competing for. Our money in the first place. Why should we compete for our money? You know, it's just typical playing games with us all the time.
Yep.
Keep it simple. But they want to sit there. They take the money away from us in taxes. Then they make us beg for it back. And they make us jump through loopholes, fill out paperwork, and hopefully they figure we'll get mad and disgusted and just throw up our arms and say, "Screw it! You can keep the money. We ain't going to bother with it."
Yep. Well, not to jump the gun on you, but I got to take it to the last words for the night.
Good night now.
All right. Well, thank you for your call.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye.
And now let's just about all the time we have left from my friends, and I seriously want you to think about the direction you want the country. Okay? So, my last words for the night are use your common sense. Okay? Be wise. And when you go to the voting booth, think about the safety and security of this country. Okay? Think about the economic prosperity of this country. Okay? Those two main things. Okay? Do you feel protected as it is? Or do you need a new leader? Okay? And right now, we need a new leader. And it's got to be a Republican. All right? Leadership in this country has been scarce. All right? But and that's what I want you to think about for tonight. All right? Once again, we thank you for watching Political Points, where the right is right and the left is always on the wrong side of history. Follow me on Twitter at WilliamMitro2 and catch me on YouTube. Okay, well, thank you again for watching Political Point, where the right is right and the left is always on the wrong side of history.